Fitzpatrick after he tested positive for COVID. So it'll be Tua under center for the Fins. Win and they're in. Coach back with us. Coach, when you're in, we win. See how you see what I did? I turned the words around, but I used the same words. Brandon, let's start with you. We'll get to you, Coach, in a second. We know you and Fitzy are pretty close. I know you guys were just texting this week. What was your reaction to this news?
Just devastated. I felt like I was going to make the playoffs. I felt like I was entering into a Week 17 game, similar to what happened in 2015. Coach, let me give you a little background. So 2015, get traded from the Chicago Bears to the New York Jets. Geno Smith was our quarterback. We thought we had a chance, and I don't know why we believed, but we thought like, oh, we could potentially do something. But it was a long shot. So anyways, we're getting ready for our home opener, the first game in the season. A guy comes in the locker room, smacks Geno Smith in the face, breaks his jaw. Everybody in the organization is like, oh my goodness, we thought we had a little bit of chance. Now we don't have a chance at all because we have Ryan Fitzpatrick, who can't complete a 5-yard hitch route. He can't complete the quick game throws. So we thought our season was completely over. Insert Ryan Fitzpatrick. We're playing lights out. We are winning ball games. He leads us to 10 wins. We're going into a Week 17 game, and we have to go to Buffalo. Sound familiar? And if we win, we're in. We are sitting there. We are so excited about this opportunity. Ryan Fitzpatrick, never been to the playoffs. Me, never been to the playoffs. We're like, this is our moment. We're going to get it done. And we stunk it up. We had players that when we talked about pressure earlier, they just couldn't handle it. Their eyes were big. They were cold because it was in Buffalo. It was only 26 degrees. So after the game, Ryan Fitzpatrick comes up to me as I'm sitting in my locker, and he's literally in tears, and I'm in tears, and we're just grown men crying like, oh, my goodness. So Ryan texts me Monday, Coach, and he's like, Brandon, you are the only person in the world that understands how I feel right now. I am going to Buffalo, and I want an opportunity to redeem us. So now all of a sudden COVID hits. So it's devastating. I'm actually texting him right now this morning. He has no symptoms. He feels great. His family is negative, and now he has to sit at home. So, Coach, it is absolutely brutal for my guy Fitzmagic because I honestly thought this was that game where he can get the Miami Dolphins over the hump and potentially make some noise in the postseason.
You know, Brandon, when I heard your story, I had to stop with the starting quarterback getting punched in the face before the first game of the season. Like, to me, that would have been the problem, Coach. I would have been worried about. That would have been the issue that would have worried me as opposed to who the backup quarterback is. And look, it's unfortunate for Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he's going to be missed in a couple ways. A, you don't have that safety valve where if things aren't going the way that you want it to go, where you can insert him and provide that spark that he's been able to provide. But it's also the presence that he can't be overstated. Right. Because part of dealing with pressure of moments is having some comfortable space and some certainty. And it seems like Ryan Fitzpatrick has been that for Tua and has been able to mentor him through the different things that happen. So that's going to be missed as well. It's a difficult spot for Miami because when you haven't let your starting quarterback play through adversity and you take him out without seeing whether he can rally the team back, seeing whether he can step up, now you don't know. And Nick gets frustrated with me because I won't classify quarterbacks after 2 games. But these are the type of things that we have to see quarterbacks go through. Is how are they when these big moments happen? How are they when adversity strikes? And I remember in our first Super Bowl run when Tom Brady was playing against San Diego and we weren't very good. We had a losing record at the time, but he was able to bring us back and tie the game and then help navigate a drive for us to win the game in overtime. And that gave the whole group confidence in what his ability was. And we haven't seen that from Tua.
So I want to talk about classifying quarterbacks early after their first season because, Coach, you're right. You are hesitant to say this guy is the next franchise quarterback. But to your credit, you're also more hesitant than most to say this guy can't do it. Like, write him off. And I feel like people have been anxious to write Tua off because he's been pulled, even though he wasn't even supposed to play this year. Like, we thought this was going to be a redshirt year for him. He has had some really good games, played well against Arizona. I thought he played well against the Chiefs, even though he threw the one pick. And so let's say Tua, coach, goes out there and plays poorly, struggles, they lose, and they miss the playoffs. Miami has that Houston top 5 pick. There's speculation that they should be back in the market for a quarterback. Would you think that would be wise for them to say we've seen enough from Tua to know he's not going to be that force multiplier, or is it way too early to make any defining judgment on it?
It's way too early. And when you look at his numbers, he's protected the football. His interception to touchdown ratio is outstanding. His completion percentage is really good. His quarterback rating is good. And part of this is on the coaching staff. If you don't allow a guy to play through those